gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Belize our hopes, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, we gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Belize our hopes, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Belize our hopes, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on self.
And welcome to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Friday, July 10th, 2026. From behind the zinc fence suite, Southside Belize City, and just the jewel overall. I'm Sister YaYa Marin Coleman, sitting in for Brother Nuri Mohammed. So this should be my final day sitting in for him. He should be back next week, Thursday and Friday. And it's another day, another opportunity to be with best self. So gather everybody around, tell them, conjoin with till 9 o'clock this morning. We're on XTV local channel, live streaming on XTV Belize Facebook, XTV Belize YouTube, and simulcasting on Crumb Radio. And if you don't got it up or don't have internet, anywhere on the day in the world, I'm lucky. That's the people time. As we usually start the morning, we have the weather forecast from the National Meteorological Service of Belize. The forecaster this morning is Catherine Cumberbatch, and then we have one short news brief prepared by XTV Crumb Radio News Director Marisol Amaya and her team. And after that, kunku break, open up the phone line. We want Cascas. Make we hear what happened today with the weather.
Good morning, Belize. A moderate and relatively moist easterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with cloudy intervals, and shower activity will be generally isolated except for the south, where a few showers and isolated thunderstorms can be expected during the morning hours and over inland areas during the afternoon and evening. High temperatures today will range from 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 94 inland and 82 over the mountains. Tonight and tomorrow, skies will be cloudy with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms to develop over most areas, but more so over southern districts and along coastal areas. Low temperatures for tonight will range from 81 along the coast to 74 inland and 68 in the higher elevation. The wind will blow from the east at 10 to 20 knots and the sea state will be moderate. A low tide will occur at 1:13 this afternoon and high at 7:43 tonight, a low at 5 minutes to midnight and a high at 6:17 a.m. The sun rose at 5:24 and will set at 6:31. The moon set at 2:52 this afternoon and comes up at 12 minutes past 2 tomorrow morning. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for cloudy skies along with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms to develop mainly along the coast and southern districts during the daytime, then gradually decreasing. In the sargassum forecast, there is a high chance that most sargassum mats will affect beaches across the country during the coming days. And in the tropical weather outlook, no tropical cyclone formation is expected over or near Belize and her coastal waters during the next 48 hours. And with that, we conclude your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Leaks. The company featured is Meat Master, which Defense CEO Francis Usher has confirmed is owned by a cousin of his wife. He said the company won 2 lots this year to provide meat, including fish, for the BDF and Coast Guard. According to its Facebook page, the business is based in Orange Walk Town. Five leaked screenshots of the government's Smart Stream system show there are 150 available records, but only 60 have been leaked for the period April 13 to May 11 this year, a total of 29 days. In that period, the total payments made to Meat Master per the available records is $467,230.98. All the payments are below the $10,000 threshold for greater Treasury scrutiny, though the figures are mostly dissimilar, except for May 11, which stands out. On that day alone, there were 11 payments of $9,750 each and 7 payments of $9,425 for a total of $144,950. There were also 2 similar payments that day of $7,500 each, 2 for $9,450 and also 2 for $7,560. Including the similar payments, a total of $340,810.81 was disbursed that day across 40 invoices for products received. The CEO said he had no involvement in the outcome of the tender. On the matter of the split payments, he explained that the invoices were paid as they were submitted. He maintained that nothing irregular is occurring and that the ministry is getting value for money. On Wednesday, the opposition's Guardian newspaper reported that apart from Frederick Gomez, a new owner with an Orange Walk address joined the business. It subsequently reported that the Prime Minister may have a link to Meat Master, claiming the business operates from a property said to be owned by one of his brothers. Yesterday, the Prime Minister rejected the allegation and said legal action may be pursued.
Any link with Meat Masters? They're alleging your brother is part owner of Meat Masters.
I think the Guardian said my older brother, and that is something that we will. I'm passing over to my lawyers, and they're going to be writing the Guardian because I know that they know better. That I'm the oldest child for my father and my mother, so I don't know where they're coming with that story. I think they're trying to link the last name, but with the two different families, there are no relations with us. I don't have any interest in Meat Masters. I didn't even realize Meat Masters was selling meat to the BDF. So I think that the UDP is trying to grab onto something. They have been, so inept. And they've been so divided, and they're trying to find. They're grabbing at straws, trying to create a scandal when there's none, and trying to drag me into this. I've been very clear. We've given this to the Auditor General. The Auditor General was in cabinet on Tuesday, and with everybody and the CEOs and the ministry and the ministers, and she explained what is the process when they do audit. Not this one in particular, because she said I cannot speak on this one because I have sworn an oath of secrecy. So she did not speak on that, but she just spoke on the process. And I've been clear. If this young man or this gentleman, Brisenio, is, and I don't think he did anything wrong, but if he did anything wrong, he will have to answer. And I repeat one more time, we're not related in any which way. It's a different Brisenio. They have Brisenios in PG, they have Brisenios in San Ignacio, they have Brisenios, I think, in Corozal, and Orange Walk, and Brisenios in Child Farm, and most of them we're not related. So I think the Guardian will definitely have to apologize, and quite likely we might decide, depending what my attorneys advise, maybe taking legal action against them.
So just to clarify.
In a release Thursday afternoon, Meat Master responded to the media reports on its contracts with the Ministry of Defense and confirmed that the company was formally registered in 2022. It also affirms that it has no ties to the Brisenio family, whether through company ownership or its business location. It confirmed that it was selected to provide meats in April 2026 through the official government tender process, and emphasized that all invoices accurately reflect goods delivered. Meat Master says it operates with integrity and transparency, and that publishing false information could unfairly harm its reputation and employees. As of Friday, July 3rd, Belize Electricity Limited (BEL) had not yet filed an application in the High Court regarding the applicability of the Caribbean Court of Justice's November 2025 severance ruling to the company. On April 24, 2026, BEL announced that it would seek such guidance and stated, quote, BEL is in the process of initiating proceedings in the High Court to seek declaratory relief. The company anticipates that the court's guidance will assist in establishing a clear and consistent framework for addressing severance claims going forward, end quote. More than 2 months later, no filing has been made. At last Friday's Media Energy Workshop, BEL Chairman Lin Young said the application had already been filed, but the company's General Manager for Legal and Corporate Services confirmed otherwise during the interview. Over 150 former BEL employees organized themselves as the Belize Energy Workers for Justice in demanding severance.
When will BEL lodge the documents in court in relation to BEWJ or the CCJ decision on severance?
Yeah. Okay, so, you mean the ex-employees?
Yes.
Yeah, of which I am one.
But they've said that you received their severance when you left the company back then.
They did too. Same circumstances.
But they're saying that's not reflected in their documentation they received. So BL is going to court. When will those documents be filed?
No, we're not going to court. Sorry. Yes. Right, to seek clarification. So effectively, it's kind of awkward for me because like I said, I'm an ex-employee too, and a lot of the people who are out there picketing are my friends. And I understand, you know, some of them have difficulties, etc. And if we can do something to help, we would want to do that, right? But the CCG's decision was related to the BTL case, and it was specific to the BTL case. But there are some implications for every company in the country that has a pension plan, not only BL. Our understanding is that the decision said that if a pension plan doesn't explicitly say it covers severance, then severance is in addition to the pension plan. In BL's case, the pension deed, the deed that BL has says that it covers severance. In fact, the BL pension plan was started with employees' severance, right? The severance obligation of the company was calculated, and it was used to start the pension plan to ensure that the pension plan covered the severance. So it would be, I think it would be responsible of any company to just go and pay out severance in addition to a pension plan, just on the basis of a ruling for BTL. You need to look at the particular circumstances of each company and decide, you know, how you move forward with it. So that is what BL has done. We've gone to the court to get clarification from the court to see if the court agrees with the legal advice that the company has gotten, that everybody has gotten their severance.
Already filed.
Yeah.
Like when?
It has been filed, yeah. Oh, it hasn't been filed? Sorry.
So,
Sorry?
Can you say that on the record?
yeah.
But it hasn't been filed?
Can you say that on the record?
Intends to file.
Then,
That's
you know,
what she's saying. But
okay, yeah.
Officers in the public service are personally responsible for how each ministry uses, safeguards, and reports public funds under the stipulations of the Finance and Audit Reform Act, FARA, and the Financial and Stores Orders. In Belize, those accounting officers are the politically appointed chief executive officers who replaced permanent secretaries who previously held that role as career public officers. An experienced auditor told Creme News XTV that based on the regulations, the purchase order clerk, the invoice clerk, and the approver who had input regarding the split payments, as well as the CEO, should be placed on administrative leave while the audit is completed. In this case, the current defense CEO, Francis Usher, only assumed the post near the end of the period covered in the split payments leaks. The auditor also noted that the Financial Intelligence Unit should conduct its own investigation. Yesterday, the Prime Minister said CEO Usher stays.
Now, inside PM, that the CEO has accepted that one of the owners of Meat Masters is his cousin. Are we seeing him being removed so that the Auditor General can also look into these allegations?
I have not spoken directly with him on this matter. As you know, there's a bidding committee, and I think that this present CEO has been doing a pretty good job in trying to hold the ministry together. And I think it would be a disservice to the ministry, a disservice to the men and women in the Coast Guard and the BDF if we were to remove him. I think he genuinely cares for these soldiers and these and for the people at the Coast Guard, and really wants to do better, or how we can do better. We've been talking on ideas, because the whole process, there's a problem all over. There's a problem with the bidding. There's a problem where it seems that officers, politicians, whoever it is, and the Auditor General will determine that they're trying to circumvent going through the bidding or the contract process by keeping it under 10,000. So there's a problem at the BDF in controlling the supplies, because listen, when the UDP was there, they used to buy, I think, about $4 million a year for food. We increased it to $8 million. And you could ask any soldier, they are eating better than before. And it angers me that all the good that we've been doing for the soldiers is shrouded with this that has happened, where they're trying to circumvent the contract, issuing of contracts so that they can pay easier. And so it removes the attention from the good work that we're doing, and we're genuinely feeding the BDF better than ever before. And we need to make that clear. We also need to make clear that in most instances, I can't say for anything, I do believe that we were delivering the goods. And if the Auditor General were to find there are instances where people did not deliver, if there is, and I don't think there is, they're going to be held liable. We are not going to cover this up. And
Former Miss Universe Belize Isabella Zabane has come under intense criticism for comments made at the PUP's National Party Council meeting last Saturday, where she advocated for the Smart Stream payment scrutiny threshold to be increased. Zabane argued that $10,000 is, quote, too low for ministries to be allowed to spend, end quote. But the statement is erroneous because ministries can spend more than $10,000. However, going above the ceiling attracts scrutiny from the Treasury. The Prime Minister has agreed that the threshold should be increased, but said the public will be able to see who gets paid.
it's unfortunate. I mean, we should encourage women to participate more in events like this, and I want to commend her and commend her for her courage to be able to stand up and say something that everybody knows, but because of the present circumstances, everybody's afraid of saying it. Actually, under the centralized, on the central procurement unit, that is one of the things that we're going to address. 20 years ago, the budget was less than $1 billion. Right now, we're at $1.8 billion. And there's so much things the government is buying, $400-500 million of services and goods every year. That's not talking, and including, well, when you include roads and so, it goes up even more. And so it becomes almost impossible at 10,000 or below 10,000. So what we'll be doing under the centralized procurement unit is that we're going to increase that number. But unlike now, everything will have to go through one portal or one window. Every ministry have to put what they're doing in there, so everybody will see. Okay, let's use the BDF. The BDF want to be able to, we need $1 million worth of food supplies for 6 months, for instance, and these are the things that we want. And so let's say they increase the threshold for 20,000 or 30,000. If the ministry decide, okay, we'll give a company under that threshold, they'll be able to give it, but they will also have to report it through that threshold to the public and say, this company get $20,000 and did not have to go to a contract. So what has happened where you see one company having hundreds and hundreds of payments at 10,000, it will be impossible for it to happen, because in this case, all of that have to be reported, and people immediately would have seen that, hold on, something is not going correct here.
At the end of this morning news brief, immediately following WB on Creme Radio, and you could follow it via XTV, is the Morning Stew from 9 to 12, news commentary, community conversation at 12:30, one full news package, at 3 o'clock one news brief, 5:30 full news package at the Creme Radio. YaYa XTV at 6 o'clock, there's a full news package. And you can always lock in at XTV Belize on YouTube or XTV Belize on Facebook. We're going to take one short break and come right back and open the phone line.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
This is the general. Just coming again. Yeah, yeah. Just one. Just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You're doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, take it low, take it low.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
arrives. Apologies that I leave longer than usual for break, but they don't usually bring me tea early. So Kim from Kim Grab and Go per Mahogany usually make me tea for me, and then Keller would I bring it. But I usually get like around the 7:30 break. Well, this morning you come early, and I sure enjoy my beans and fried egg, and that's how you know that I love, right? Because I don't like the yolk. So Kim just fried the white. Big up Kim and Keller. Big respect. Glad I love in the community. Friday morning, sort of paper day. The Amandala newspaper is out. Underneath forget the Amandala newspaper from a favorite vendor, or if you don't have one favorite vendor, then I know for sure you could get it usually at the St. Christian picture at the Amandala newspaper. I know for sure you could get it at Central Drugstore, because if I don't get it from Solomon, excuse me, I also get it from the pharmacy on Cemetery Road across from Jehovah Witness, or I get it from Central Drugstore. But the Amanda headline, $1.50 for the Amandala, is number 3,943, and the headline said GOB to revamp public purchasing system. PM promises greater transparency and accountability with creation of central procurement unit. Honduran police evict Garifuna community in Tella. Outcomes of CARICOM 51st Heads of Government meeting in St. Lucia. And Prime Minister, schools, cabinet, and CEOs on proper spending and accountability. So, I love it. Good morning. Thanks for call. First thing, talk to it.
Good morning, Sister YaYa.
Tell me. Brother Dawood.
To bring the world aware, and Belize in particular, the Belizean people, to the plight of our brothers and sisters in Honduras. In Honduras, we have a population of over 1 million black people that resides primarily along the Atlantic coast of Honduras for over 200 years, from Cape Gracias all the way down to the Gulf of Honduras, including the Bay Islands. Majority of the population of Honduras would be of what we call Latino mix, ancient what we would say Indians, which we know different, Native people, Paya, Linka, Maya, etc., that resides in the interior of Honduras, Tegucigalpa, San Pedro Sula, Comayagüela, Comayagua, etc. So majority of our black brothers and sisters would be found in places like Colón, Trujillo, La Ceiba, Tela, Aguan, on the coast. Presently in Aguan and south of La Ceiba, the army have been dislodging by brute force our people. They have been abusing them. They have been removing them off their lands that they have been inhabiting, as I mentioned earlier, for over 200 years. And it's a gross violation of their human rights. They are Honduras citizens, but there are international interests from both Europe and North America to develop these lands into resorts and hotels, etc. So the Spanish-led government is committing genocide on our black brothers and sisters. So we call on the Belizean people to be vigilant. We ask the government of Belize to make a pronouncement that we are not pleased with what is happening to black people in Honduras. The plight must go international because many decades ago, there was a president over there by the name of Carias, and he committed genocide on black people in northern Honduras, to which the state of Honduras have not apologized and have not been brought to justice for those atrocities committed by Carias Andino in the name of the state of Honduras. And we would not want that to repeat itself. Therefore, the alarm is being sounded now. All eyes is on Honduras and the atrocities committed and being committing at this present time on our black brothers and sisters in Honduras. And for locally, Sister YaYa, we have been seeing again in Belize, there are institutions in this country that seems that they are much more comfortable with hiring non-blacks in their business places. Now, we cannot tell them who to hire from who to fire, but they are hiring non-blacks, and these non-blacks at times want to develop some type of discriminatory action and attitude towards black people in this country. And we are saying we will not tolerate that. It has to be affirmative action across the board. In Belize, we do not tolerate racism from no angle, especially on black people, and no Belizean in particular. So any businesses that is promoting segregation on black people, we will picket you and we will not purchase from you. We do not want that. We are not supporting racism in this country. We are one people and we must respect one another irrespective of race, religion, creed, etc., etc. But we do not want you to discriminate against our black brothers and sisters in this country. Sister YaYa, I appreciate your time. I will be listening to you off the air.
Thanks, Brother Wood. As I shared from the Mandela headlines, that are one of the stories. Now, I said at the point where I became aware of a black organization in Honduras known as OFRENE, or the Black Fraternal Organization of Honduras, Garifuna people, led by our sister Miriam Miranda. I have organized with them. I have stayed in their community in Vallecito, Sacred Territory. And I always say, when it comes to what we call Central America, Abayala, the most respected, fiercest, credible, courageous group of people that OFRENE, hands down. I find Garifuna community, African descendants specialized as black people. You hear what the organization name, right? The Black Fraternal Organization of Honduras. So they lead with their blackness, unlike the National Garifuna Council in Belize. So respect and being in solidarity with them. Morning, talk to me.
Greetings in the name of the Most High, Sister YaYa.
Morning, brother. Howdy, morning.
You see,
Wait. How are you to feel this morning?
I'm feeling great too because, I have nothing to complain about in regards to health.
Give thanks, brother.
Health and strength, give thanks to the Most High. If you go back to the ancient religion, will be thanks to Shango, Bara Shango. That's what the Nigerian brother taught me.
Brother, how long has it been since you've lost your sight?
Since it started in 2019.
And you lost it completely when?
Completely, both eyes.
What year did that happen to you?
Huh?
What year, in 2019?
In 2019 it started, and on the right eye, and then by 2020 it went to the left eye, and then I went for a couple what they call eye surgery, but it didn't work. They are like X-ray in one of these clinics in Belize. Then I run with a little bit aside to Guatemala City, and that's where they finally told me what was my problem. In Belize, the clinic, they didn't tell me. The one I went to, which is the official one, government one, or I don't know if it's government or what, but it's right over there close to the Calhirna Memorial.
BCVI.
They told me that I had glaucoma, and I was coming there, I went there for at least since almost since the year 2000, and they just tell me there was an irritation that require eye drops and sunshades. But it was until I went to Guatemala City that they told me over there at the hospital. It's called Rodolfo Robles Ophthalmology. That's what he told me. You have glaucoma fairly advanced. I said, and they said, what did they tell you in Belize? I didn't tell me nothing. They only tell me I have an irritation and I need eye drops. They said, no, you need immediately surgery. So I run back to Belize and for some money. But by the time I'm ready to go back, I couldn't go back because of the pandemic. It was the border was locked.
So how, and I appreciate you shared before that you no longer had vision, and I just really want to understand that what happened to you. And so what you just done share is critical. How you adjust? Yeah. I understand that somebody were born without sight, move very different from somebody who had sight, and depending on how long they had sight, and then lose their sight. How have you adjusted? Like mentally, how has this impacted you?
Well, that mentally impacted me, but by the grace of God, it no impacted me like too much to say like some people will get frustrated or people get depressed. I don't know. I have faith in the Lord, the Most High, that I have to accept where I am right now. So I don't want to depress myself because I'd be worse. It will make my health worse than that I am already.
All right. Okay. Sorry for interrupting. I keep meaning to ask you about that. Go ahead and tell me why you called this morning. Thanks for sharing.
I call you I wanted to say something in regards to the problem in Honduras. And the other brother came ahead, this very informative, and I like it because I'm myself very much familiar with Central America in a whole, Latin America. And remember yesterday we discussed that discrimination in Belize, what I told you, Latin America is the same thing?
Yes,
and
I remember.
The Hispanic people and the Mayan people, all the variety of Maya, because Latin America have a variety of Mayans. It's just that some Mayans have different names. Like for instance, in Mexico, you have the Mojica, you have the Yucateco, you have the Aztec, you have the Olmec, you have the Toltec. In Guatemala, you have the Quechua and the Quiche. Right? So all of them are the same type of people. It's just that the different country. But the point I want to make, those people don't like black people. And those people that had made rule the government in those countries had always discriminate against black people. As a matter of fact, no black person is accepted as indigenous in Latin America. Even in Mexico at the state of Guerrero, I went there, guys from black Americans from the Nation of Islam, Muslim, and they went over there guided by me. And I took them there in the state of Guerrero, this border with the state of Oaxaca, Guerrero, and Chiapas, Punta Maldonado, Coajinicuilapa. When you go to that place, you see lone black people, coolie style, everything, any manner of black people is there. But they are not accepted as Mexicans. They call it indigenous. No indigenous. They call it black Mexican. They don't call it indigenous Mexican. And the rest of the country, and to wrap it up, in Puerto Barrios is a place I used to go by on cargo boat. In the 70s and early 80s, Puerto Barrios was a whole city of black people. Then you have another place called Livingston. All those places had been invaded, I call it, invaded by Mayan and Hispanic people. And eventually they washed them away until when you look around, you barely see black people. The last time I went to the other places, maybe in the 90s, only like one street close to the sea is the one with blacks are. The rest alone Hispanic and Mayan people. And they see like in everywhere, they go and implant and put business, start to make money off of the same black people who they don't like. But the idea is to finish you economically, because you might have some money, people send money from the States and so you do fishing. But I was surprised, 1 or 2 streets from a whole city, blacks, and it looked like the only thing they wanted to do after that, go into the sea, go live in the sea, or I don't know, swim somewhere else. Because it's obvious that in all the Atlantic coast, as the Barra mentioned, they are wiping or bleaching away blacks. They don't want blacks. They keep moving them away, moving them away, moving them away. Just little small areas the black people occupying. I know Honduras had about 60 or more % of black population. But due to the handful of Euro descendant, the lead handful of people that rule the government in those countries, because all of them, not only Honduras, Guatemala, Costa Rica, those Euro people, Euro descendants, this is a handful of people that rule those countries. They keep militarizing the area because they want to get rid of you. They do it with the Mayan people too, but it's happening right now. This is where the Maya make mistake. The Maya should join solidarity and brotherhood with the black, because the Maya also they go through in those countries. In Guatemala, they have one that they call the Battle of Panzos. They kill over 3 or so much thousands of people simply because they want the land. That's what Brother Muta Baruka said, the land, the land. Respect.
But I really appreciate your call as well. Big thanks for sharing. And so, indeed, by the way, we have guests after the 7:30 break by Zoom. Indeed, as African descendants racialized as black people, we ought to organize within our own territories and across borders in our own interests. The truth is that a number of black organizations not lead with their blackness. So it's kind of challenging to form genuine solidarity when people in organizations not know themselves in a leadership, have challenges working with people within their territories, much less across borders. This is not for performance. Like at Great Sacrifice, in the Amandala article, it tells you see how the Maya people then challenge the state based on another European court ruling, but that was reality, that they have a right to communal land, and so much people are pleased, not know about it enough, in their feelings, not agree with it, even though it is right. Similarly, in the Honduras, they had one ruling from the Inter-American Commission, and you could get this out of the Amandala. And at great sacrifice, at great risk, Ofrane fought the state. And it says that the police declared the residents were invaders, and that armed officers claimed that they may enforce one law will protect agro-industrial and tourism land, which then which is being claimed by a local hotel complex. The police action resulted in multiple injuries, arrests, and destruction of property. I just want to read this one paragraph. The Black Fraternal Organization of Honduras, Ofrane, resisted their eviction, citing that their land is protected under the IACHR ruling. Ofrane condemned the police action as institutional racism and ongoing collusion between the state and private land developers. And so it's one thing for Brother Dawood and his share one lot with we could share and say what he say, but there's no way to meet that to their words. We not organized within the Belizean territory. We not in a solidarity as black people. We're not. And that are just the real. So then it's challenging, you know, they say we are the home and the outside, for work with people outside of the country. And well, people will tell you either, and that's why I tell people, no care what challenges I have behind zinc fence, me not going nowhere. Because jump high, jump low in a contemporary times, when it comes to black people, ally, defender, knowledge bearer, that back at the zinc fence. 50 plus years, back at the zinc fence. It's a ground zero for black people. And when UBAD was formed in 1969, I never, if it a Garifuna or if it a Creole, they had both. So it's challenging the state itself. The state racist, and that's why I keep saying the state not have the mandate to talk on behalf of African descendants racialized as black people. Morning, talk to me. I'm glad under the call this morning.
So, sorry to interrupt you again, sister, but I just wanted to add that I am so happy to, when I heard on the news the atrocity that is happening in Honduras and the brother was speaking in English, I like that, because then we could get more understanding. I could understand well if he used Spanish, but people who don't understand Spanish, I'm glad that the brother expressed himself in English. But what I wanted the black people to understand universally, whether you're in Central America or in South America, you must understand that all, whether it's Garifuna or any Afro-descendant, we all come from one root. And we need to learn not to divide each other because, oh, you that girl, oh, you that Garifuna. No, you got to stop that, because that's what our enemy wants. Our enemy wants us to be divided so that we become weak. See?
But brother, that is valid what you say. But we also have to admit all our kinfolk aren't our kinfolk. You got people who look like we wanted to look after for we best interests that are just real. So I can't friend up with everybody who are black, because I know everybody who are black genuinely have the interests of black people at heart.
My message is that all black come from the same origin, but I agree that not all blacks are black, because you have what we used to call in the time of Malcolm X, we used to call it Oreo cookie. Because you have black people, they are like, also Malcolm called it a house niggers. Because the blacks that live in the master, they are the one that learn to discriminate against their own kind simply because they were in the master's house. So, but I still say, we, one way or the other, unless we take a lashing, we understand that we are not different. The tribes that came out in slavery from Africa, all of us through Latin America and to many parts of the world. And to the Garifuna brothers, wherever they are, from Belize to Central America, will be Honduras, the only one that have Garifuna. I will say to them in Garifuna, Ubafu means power to the people. Ubafu Garinagu, Ubafu. Once you come together, we work together. One fist, like black power in Garifuna, Ubafu. Okay, sister.
You know, brother, that was the name of Yubad's bakery that they had for a short time. It was called Obafu.
Yeah. When I went to Livingston, Guatemala the last time, they had the same problem. I like that little place. You know, you take a little holiday or 3-4 days. It's nice, you know, when you see, you could see a little Africa when you go to Livingston. That's why I used to like go there. The food and the people and everything, they're very nice and they welcome you like you are one of them. You are one of them, but I mean, as they see you, they welcome you. Nice. Feed you, somebody feed you free. They just feel happy to do it. But I was surprised the last time I went there, maybe in some 90-something, when somebody tell me that the military the same way and the police, they're invading their country. So I tell them the same thing. All you have to do, get together, put your fists together, and ubafu, brother. Fight for your right.
Respect. Thanks, brother. Yes, so the real is that African descendants, and I really, like me personally, have an issue when the terminology Afro descendants is used. Afro is a hairstyle. We're African descendants. And even though that's not the original name of that continent, that's a name that is accepted and what we use. But my understanding is that they say Afro for differentiate between continental Africans and Africans who were scattered in the diaspora. I don't know why I have to separate myself from being away from the continent. With our African descendants, point blank, period. And so it's really challenging. And unless you dip on the ground, unless you do the work, you don't know the details and the struggles of some of these black organizations and the challenges we have with some of the black leaders themselves. And I put myself right in there. Because everybody knows that and everybody cup of tea. But I could say that I call the stand up on the shoulders of the people who came before me globally, but in particularly United Black Association for Development. And I said to somebody yesterday, and in the Christian world, I've heard people say some pastors are called and some just come. Well, some activists and volunteers and non-governmental organizations executive members, some of them were called, and some just come. And so it's up to we, the people, what they said and represent, that we hold them accountable in the way what they said and represent we. So that really matters, which reminds me, before we go to break quickly, it's 7:29, I can't take another call. On Monday, a small Belize delegation going to Barbados from Caribbean convening of people who represent 22 Caribbean grassroots organizations who got funding from Legal Empowerment Fund because they were recognized as frontline marginalized communities in looking after the interests of people in the Caribbean when it comes to the environment, and that they recognize that they have to have or take legal action a lot of time for challenge power and make their voices heard. And oftentimes these grassroots organizations not get the money. And so $1.1 million been awarded today. I don't one of the people that were going because Adam one of the people that will put the grant together. Adam one of the people that will choose who won't get the money. There are two Belizean organizations who got funding, and so then they send representatives as well. So they left Monday the 13th, we'll come back the 28th. I will definitely report when I come back. 2 cents come time, and after 2 cents come, we have one virtual guest, and 2 cents come is being brought to us by Fort Point Security.
You're watching WUB and this is XTV. Alright, big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. I'm going to go find out the people at 2 cents for Big Up Friday. Alright? Big up yourself.
Friday?
Yeah, we are big up.
Big up the family.
Don't say it.
Yes, sir.
You want big up?
Big up myself, my ma, my baby, my daughter.
That is it. That you big up. Huh?
Michelle.
Michelle? Alright, big up yourself, Michelle. Alright, who you want big up? Who you want big up Friday? Alright.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
Today will be the inauguration of the backup water system. This will be able to assist the Pomona Water Board to expand, and if they get breakdown with the current system, this can also be a backup. There are times when, especially in the dry season, when the current system might run low or might run dry, and that by itself creates a problem to fetch water. So we are hopeful that if this is not used as much right now, when the other system runs low, this will kick in.
We must ensure that people have access to clean, safe, potable water, just like everybody else across this country. What you see here today is an investment of over $160,000. It includes all the pipes that you see here. We also have other accessories. We have a backup generator. We have the solar system. And we also have a booster pump.
The most difficult part that hinders development is the access of water. We have reduced significantly the amount of people that were deprived from accessing a basic need such as water.
I am elated, very happy to be here, receiving the system. I think everybody would be very happy, very happy.
When we call it, we have no water, no nothing. That was an empty spot, but it's home now. They have a pipe right out there, so it's still okay, just that we had to reach up to get the water. I cannot wait to have it reach to our door.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited, prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
Catu's Trucking is the one place that can handle all your concrete mix needs. 50-pound sandbags, white sand, sand and gravel, river sand, black dirt, clay and landfill, washed white sand, concrete mix and limestone. We also do land clearing, road construction, and excavation. For all your building and home projects, visit us at mile 14 on the Philip Golson Highway. Call or WhatsApp at 673-1118, 671-9199, or 661-5863. We're open Mondays to Saturdays. Our prices are so good you can't get a better deal anywhere. Catu's Trucking, where we do things right.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
You're up against some tough challenges. But not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now. Introducing Ridgeline Lubricants. A homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You do it fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Eh, babina hanuma, babina hanuma, wabina hapunta ah. 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 Give me more.
Belize Morning Vibes. It's 8:45. I have exactly 30 minutes to talk to this guest. I won't be able to take calls. I wish I could, but I can't. So this will be quick, intense. Oh, no, I'll forget this moment. Call everybody. Our guest this morning is my beloved sister. Just meet her, I must have 2 months now. From Jamaica, Sister Danielle S. Archer. Morning, sis.
Greetings, blessings, one love. How you stay?
I good. How you?
I'm being grateful.
Give thanks.
Pushing it this morning. It's a little bit hot on my side, and I've been watching your TV station since we've met, and I got to tell you, I swear, we need more of this. As Caribbean people, we need to see our brothers and sisters from the mainland. I mean, I'm tired of hearing everybody talk about Caribbean islands. We tend to forget that there's Guyana, Suriname, and Belize as mainlands, and boy, the station is just nice. It's just nice. So, I cannot sorry I get cut because I'm there glued to Wake Up Belize because it's solid, man. It's real solid.
Big thanks, sis. Good to know that. Sister Danielle is the founder of a podcast known as the Ethos Dispatch. I tell you, there's nothing like it. They're usually less than 10 minutes. They're usually a Friday morning briefing. And after all the conversation, as it relates to CARICOM right now, I know the sister who I need to bring for have this conversation. But Sister Danielle, just tell me one, leave it by yourself, because I'm really curious how your mind works. I'm like, how long Danielle could keep up this? Like every briefing the fire, I'm like, how?
So it's a new concept, and it comes across because I am promoting what is called Ethos Works. It's building out integrity architecture in our public service, in our building, in our private sector businesses everywhere. And it's a culmination of the work that I've done for the last 21 years. Yeah, I've been an attorney for 21 years. During that time, I was head of national integrity in Jamaica. It's the NIA, National Integrity. I completely forgot that one. That's a buzz, right? That's crazy, considering that I was former principal director. It's National Integrity Action. I did that for 3 years, and doing that work, I realized that there was a lot of work or unfinished work when it comes to building out integrity within public service industries to build public trust. So that's what Ethos Works does. We promote our integrity architecture system that looks at decision making and how it is that you can create a transparency and accountability by building it, not waiting for it to come, but building it through bold leadership, through having one ethos and ensuring that you sit it on true values. And that's what the Ethos Dispatch is. We provide you with a briefing every morning because the Caribbean needs courageous leaders. And that's what we're here to do, to encourage everybody who's interested in making the Caribbean a better place, to build out integrity architecture systems throughout the Caribbean. My focus is on the Caribbean because I'm a yard girl. This is where we belong. This is what we've got to do. We can't wait on the people who come in to take our assets to do it because they're never going to make us grow.
One of the things that I appreciate is that you're very clear that this podcast is more than commentary. It's a formation. So after you listen to it, if it'll be real with yourself, you could actually take an action and you encourage people to take on action. Now, not like I listen to a lot of podcasts. So I just want to know how your mind work for come up with this concept and then make people feel that every adult or every person in the Caribbean have a responsibility to shape the Caribbean where we want. How does this come about?
So we think first about our leadership. What's the leadership style that we need in the Caribbean? We don't need performers, right? We need people who actually do things. But we've had a history of performers as our leaders, where because they're performing and they do it for the stage, by the time they come off the stage, everything collapses. There's nothing that outlives them. And so the mantra of Ethos Works, particularly the dispatch, is that leadership outlives applause. So everything we do should set that foundation. And what we try to do through the Ethos Dispatch and how my mind works is leadership is not something that comes up overnight. You actually grow into it. So you become that leader. What's the leader that you want to become? And here's the trick. We're not just focused on the big shot leader them. That is the people them in public service or the politicians. Our mantra is that you can be a leader because you're leaders in your family, you're leaders in your community, you're leaders at work, you're leaders at school. And so if we can craft this atmosphere that we all accept that we are growing into leaders and we have a different role and a different responsibility, then that's how we build the movement. Because we all have a part to play in the system, and that's why it's called a system. We design it to make sure that we uphold true values, one ethos, and build bold leadership.
One video gets circulated recently that CARICOM was never unified. And for a lot of way, because the truth is we don't know our stories. We don't know our past. And so because we don't know our past, it's difficult for position ourselves in the present and come up with real solutions and be flexible for change it when it don't work and share when it work for move forward. So most of we don't know our stories from the past, especially this generation. And then the schools, they know to teach it. They might check the box and say they teach it, but they really know to teach it. And then when I read your, there's an article that you wrote, I think it was in March. And that article is called The Cost of Courageous, what is it? The cost of courage in the Caribbean leadership. The cost of courage in Caribbean leadership. And with all the back and forth in a CARICOM right now around Dr. Carla Barnett, I'm like, I have to bring my sister in. Like, for somebody where we really don't have no knowledge of CARICOM, and then based on where we are now, I give her the mic for you. Tell me about CARICOM from the past. What part would they know? Because to me, CARICOM not working at the interest of the majority of Caribbean people. Give me
that is where all of us feel. All of us at the level, at the bottom. That is why the current chairman says he has to try to make CARICOM work for us. Because regular CARICOM member people, what is CARICOM? What do they do for me? This morning I'm listening to your show and we're talking about the indigenous displacement and the fact that we don't have this indigenous policy. What does CARICOM have to say about that? What does CARICOM have to say about my fellow brother who lost his sight because of poor healthcare? We're struggling. CARICOM has separate health systems. CARICOM has separate indigenous arguments and conversations, but there is no unified policy from CARICOM. So CARICOM originally existed as a unifying force. It came out of federation, where we all thought that we could have one grand federation, and through this grand federation, we would all be able to govern collectively. Of course, that was a bust. For lack of education is one reason, but we just didn't become unified. So here we have CARICOM. CARICOM is made up of 15 member states, and each of us have our own policies because each of us all want to be different, and we all want to make sure that we're all leaders in our own pen. And so we all have a different way of doing things. But we do have some shared experiences. We have the CARICOM Court of Justice. I apologize, Jamaica has our own issues with that because we are struggling to find a way that we can actually have a Caribbean identity and still at the same time maintain political arguments, for want of a better word. So I apologize for that. But the Caribbean Court of Justice is a good place to begin because other Caribbean states rely on it. There is CARFA. CARFA is an excellent example of how you can work in CARICOM to strengthen health systems. But sadly, beyond the University of the West Indies, which I have to agree back in the day was a very good part of CARICOM because it had its own areas of specialization which forced us to mingle. Now UWI has taken a different route. Everybody can have their own things, but we still call it University of the West Indies. The aim is to really bring the Caribbean together, and on that level it has failed. The challenge now is, does it have an integrity architecture that can make it relevant and bring all the issues that we have together as a people being relevant? So the purpose of CARICOM right now is fragmented, no joke. But as Ambassador Saunders said, if we are united together, we can do a lot of work. And I think the challenge is going to be, how do we make CARICOM relevant to the ordinary man on street in Belize and in Jamaica? So that's what CARICOM is. Just think about it as a bigger state within the Caribbean where it's pulling all of us together so that we can actually work as one. That would certainly help for economic vulnerabilities, security vulnerabilities, health vulnerabilities. And I'm going to stick with this health because I think this is one area where CARICOM can work on. We have 15 different health systems. We all are struggling. Can you imagine what it would have been like if we could have helped our brother because Belize had an orthomolic, I'm meeting my words this morning, if Belize had a central eye clinic, and I could come to Belize and know that this is the quality care that I can get. I have a cardiovascular problem and I can know that I can go to Trinidad and Tobago for a particular surgery. You know, I have an orthopedic problem. I have a problem with my bones. I can't find myself in the Caribbean island. Now we become independent and at the same time we are working together to build CARICOM. That's what CARICOM is supposed to do. And hopefully the next generation of CARICOM actually does that, as I think if it is possible, that they can segregate themselves from the idea of being personality or charismatic leaders to actually getting something and somewhere where leadership actually outlives applause, and they create and design structures that allow Caribbean people to feel together.
Well, what an interesting observation, right? Because I'm going to tell you one other caller. Then like say, whatever you do home, you do outside. Clearly, CARICOM the show that they're not independent thinkers, like historically and currently. So when you talk about healthcare, look on Cuba, look on Venezuela. They had one project where people when they go to Venezuela go get whatever eye attention they need of Venezuela. Now Cuba, where we know the history when it comes to the medical brigade, then the day for years in all kind of way. And now when the people in need were pretty much quiet. Now that could have been the perfect place to go for medical attention. So I don't know, it might take a while we have to have the conversation first off. And we have to be courageous enough. In the article where I write, you talk about the book, we talk about the emperor, the walk around naked, and nobody don't want to say the emperor, the walk around naked. That's all we're looking at the Caribbean right now, you know. We just say the thing not to work, but knowing a meaningful way that we could organize so that another thing, sister. We got conflict with one another at home. How the heck you expect we to organize across borders for the people, pressure the people that want to elect political leaders? Because the political leaders fail in our own country. What we think will happen when they get together at CARICOM? They will fail with us?
So just imagine what we've been experiencing for the last 20-25 years. Every Caribbean island, we have had really bad days. And we're warring with each other. But we have to be able to have courageous leaders who step outside their own personalities and their own interests and appreciate that They have to be unifying force, because unity is not a sentiment, you know. Don't believe unity is not something we feel like. It's orchestrated and designed. And we have to spend time designing that system that encourages unity. It's not something we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that we're all unified and we're all marching to the same band. That does not work. The challenge that I think we're having is whether or not our Caribbean leaders want, have, and will exercise the courage to design systems that encourage unity. Now, here's where you and I have found our unifying moment, where we catch a fire. We accept that the leaders will not do it, because if they do, their chances of remaining in power and doing things the same way will decrease. So we have to do it. And we do it small moments at a time. So like what you talk about this morning with the African communities coming together, let's try to link them. Let's work on it, because we have to be able to do more to allow leadership to outlive applause. Because when we start owning the mantle of leadership and designing how we want it to be transparent or accountable, then the leaders either get with it or they get out of it. And it takes courageous leaders, courageous citizens, courageous students. And I'm calling out students today, because the students of today are the adults of tomorrow. And we have to have these conversations. So through you, through Ethos Works, we build out these regional initiatives where we start to educate people on how leadership outlives applause. And we start to have that conversation, because the reality is, if we can't force our leaders to accept that they have to design new systems to facilitate transparency and accountability, we're going to be doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. And you and I know that ain't going to work for us as Black people or as Caribbean people. So we need to start that change with us, and that is why we have the Ethos Dispatch. It's designed, it's short. You listen to it, you do that one thing that improves your mantle as a leader, and throughout it, we build a movement. That is the intention, because unity is not a sentiment. It is technology as a tool for governance. And we have to find a way to make sure that we do it standing on true values, encouraging bold leadership, doing so with one ethos, because unless we decide when we're going to do it, and that moment is now, we're always going to be on a show talking about the failures of CARICOM and the fragmentedness of the Caribbean, and wishing that life could be much better for us here in the Caribbean.
I hear you, my sister. And one of the things where I really like about Ethos Dispatch, because I feel that they give you the building blocks in a way I never hear it before. And all of we got a level of mental enslavement. So oftentimes the ideas will emerge, they're not from an African or indigenous mindset, because most of the miseducation are from a European worldview. And so how we find solutions to the same mindset will create the problem. And so if you could break it down and leave it more, how you form unity, well, first off, that within your household, because another thing about Ethos Dispatch, it's applicable to in your household, to government, to the wider world. How do you build unity, one person at a time?
All right, let's start at home. How do you make decisions at home? How are decisions made at home? Are they made because of how you feel, who you like, who you love more? What's the environment that you're encouraging at home for decision making? Because that is where your children are going to learn decisions. So we have to take it back. It's not just a question of how you feel or the sentiment that's attached. You're going to have to start making those strong decisions. So let's take, for instance, conversations about money. Do we talk about money at home? How we saving it? How we using it? What's the conversations that we're having? We might have a little shop, and we are organizing the shop at home from the resources that we have. How we're budgeting it? What's the conversation that we're having at home for our greater growth? Those are the things, and that's how you start to build the leadership. You know, you start to get courage. You get the courage one question at a time and one practice by a time. So at home, if the issue is money, we'll talk about it. We'll find a way to talk about our finances and have this discussion about how we're using the money. If we have a shop, we're running a taxi, we want to build businesses. You know, one of the biggest problems in the Caribbean with Black people in particular, we are not consistent enough to build out our businesses as legacies. So we just do it to get by. We now have to have the vision. If we want it to grow, what do we need to do to grow it? Do we take the idea from our head and start to write it down and document it? And when we document it, we have a process of how we price, who we sell, what we sell, and how we're going to do it. There are lots of indigenous businesses willing to grow the legacy, and they do it from family, father to son, from son to grandson. But how it's being done, the path is not clear. The blueprint isn't there. And so now we need to put it in writing. So we break it down. Listen to the Ethos Dispatch. We talk about the weight of inheritance. We talk about how it is that you make a decision, what it is that you consider making a decision. How clear are you in saying what you want? Those are the basic building blocks, YaYa, that we can take from a day-to-day experience in looking at the family, looking at how we introduce it at schools, looking at how we start to have these conversations in our communities, because we change our environment one behavior at a time.
No, you're saying mouthful when you say the conversation we have at home about money. And you have different class of people and different mindset of families. Mm-hmm. So you might hear an argument between adults over money and lack of money and shortage of money and with the poor people. You may come from another family where come from impoverishment, but they figure out a way to get comfortable. But we don't usually have that conversation. And most of the adults, they don't have that conversation with we. I know one number of people still go by children should be heard
and
not seen. So when you
seen
come
but
from
not
that
heard.
legacy,
Children should be seen but not heard.
Right, seen and not heard, thanks. When you come from that legacy, that practice, that habit of not having these kinds of conversations, to a point you feel comfortable even in your own house as a small person, for have that conversation, like how do you change those mindsets? If you've never heard, if you don't hear this conversation this morning, how you want to know that's something what should have happened, that you should have a conversation about money, for example, in your household?
When we have this conversation about money in our household, look at the bigger picture, YaYa, and that's the bigger picture that we want people to understand. Governance is not just what happens in the parliament. Governance is what happens at your home. And if you can't talk about money at home, how you expect the ministers to talk to you about money? You will understand it? No. And they're going to take it for granted. So we're taking it from the top to the bottom. So you're going to have that conversation. And you're right. This is something that we don't have. It's a conversation. We don't see family structures or friendships or relationships as a matter of governance. How do you govern? How clear are you? How transparent are you with your decisions? And most importantly, are you accountable for the decisions that you make? So how you have that conversation this morning, take a deep breath and take it simply. What is the issue at home today? Is it that we don't have enough money for dinner? How are we using the money? What are our priorities? You know, have that conversation. And it doesn't have to always to start about money. It can also be, how can we save? Next week or next month or next year, we want to be able to do something. How we can get that money? Let us work together on it. Find a project at home to work together towards. It's the little projects that help to build that kind of conversation so that we can show respect for each other and how it is that we are involved in making decisions. Governance is about decision making. Decision making includes things such as accountable. If I make a decision, do I stand by it? Do I have an explanation as to why? Can I explain why I've done it? Am I transparent? Am I taking into consideration why I'm doing it, and have I explained it? I want you to get, YaYa, that governance at home, governance at school, governance in our communities reflects the governance at top. The people at top are really a reflection of who we are. And if we need that to change, we have to change ourselves. We have to look at our behavior patterns. We have to look at what our values are. And we have to be courageous enough to stand up for them. Because unless we are courageous, we really wouldn't and shouldn't expect our leaders to be courageous enough to make decisions on our behalf.
Oh, that sounds good. One big part of that trust. A real talk, not for we not trust our own self. So since we not trust ourselves, you can't expect to trust others.
So we have to build that trust. We have to build that trust. And that's what this is all about. Integrity architecture aims to build public trust. Trust in institutions, and we build that trust by helping ourselves to become what? Trustworthy. I know I sound old-fashioned, are really talking about something that many people say, is this woman serious? But it's the truth. If I can't trust you and you don't trust me, how am I going to trust the government? And so we can't expect from others, which is something my mom has always taught me. Don't expect from others what you're not prepared to do. So I have to be prepared, YaYa, to trust you. It's been a little bit tough 2 months. I've shared my ideas with you. I don't know you from Adam, but I trust you. You shared yours with me, and I trust that we are on the same path to bring a different kind of liberation to the Caribbean. A Caribbean renaissance is what we are collectively looking at. And we have to trust each other for the movement. And we trust each other enough that we understand that there are small things that we can do to make that trust become a bigger thing.
Respect, we have another 5 minutes. So when the norm, the new norm, is not to trust, like that a new norm, how somebody will, like seriously, for them band, they've been taught not to trust. How you go from that to trusting?
Well, put it another way. When the politicians come around, you trust them? I don't know about you, but I can speak for the ones here in Jamaica. Public trust is way down. But that affects how we vote. Public trust is down because we don't trust the police. I don't know about my fellow brothers and sisters in Belize, but my heart jumped 2 times when me sub our office up on the road because me start check and say, am I proper? Am I everything good? And albeit that I'm a lawyer, I still feel that anything can go wrong at any time. I don't trust them. So I've taken the responsibility, YaYa, to build that trust. So, simple answer, we have to take the responsibility to rebuild trust. And we do it in the small spaces that we have. By looking at ourselves first.
Respect. I can ask you final thoughts, what we could look forward to and I just shared the article and we were right in the newspaper in Jamaica. I keep send the link for the Ethos Dispatch to people around the region. For go listen to it. I send it to political leaders, everyday people. The Ethos Dispatch is more than a podcast. It's a formation where hold we accountable for create the Caribbean where we want to live in and now and in the future. Your final thoughts, integrity architect, Daniel S. Archer from
That's
Jamaica.
what we're building. We're building integrity architects. Architecture becomes important when you recognize that you need to design systems. And if we can design systems that reflect our culture, YaYa, the things that make Belize special, the things that make Jamaica unique, the things that make the Caribbean distinct, then that is going to be the job that we are going to be doing. And that's what the Ethos Works mantra is all about. Building it out in the Caribbean, doing it the way we can, because truth is, the West and the East have their own plans. And it's about time that the Caribbean starts recognizing that it has its own way of doing things and respect the way that we do it. And do so in a way that the rest of the world can follow us. We're not following them, we're following ourselves.
Big respect. Give thanks to Master Chief Operator Christy Flowers.
Hey, she just put that up. So cool. Thank you. Awesome sauce.
Big thanks, sis, for the time. We appreciate you.
Always.
Make good choices.
You can't get rid of me
Take care
now,
of yourself.
We're joined at the hip. You're my sister on the other side. And remember, I promised to come see you. You're going to come and see me. We're going to make this movement work because that's the only way the Caribbean can grow. When we reach across the seas, join hands on the mainland and decide that we're not waiting to be led. We're now going to take up the mantle of leadership because that responsibility is ours.
Big respect, sis. One love. Break time.
One love. Blessings.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than 5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment.
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates. The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing basic services.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
So do you think we got a deal?
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you, it's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah. They just one. They just yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there. Right there, you're doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. Hey, babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. Babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. Babina hanuma, wabina punta ah. Give me more.
It all seems cool. Hanging on the street, no school to keep you back, no 8-to-5 job to hold you down, no responsibilities, running things in your neighborhood. Guns, drugs, fame. Even the media calls your name like you're a big deal. Until you're lying on the street, dead. Your mother crying. Kids left without a father. 'Cause make no mistake, that's where you'll end up. Today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now. In Belize, when you choose to join a gang, there are only two things in your future. A hole in Lord Ridge, or a cell at Kobe. Gang life is no life. Choose to live free and live right. A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes, plus our Our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package played directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup, play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize Morning Vibes, the phone number at 280-5848. I don't want to learn this number by heart. Anyways, 280-5848. The phone the light up. Somebody say, Sis Danielle need to have seminars. Sis Danielle is coming to Belize in January 2027, Creators Free Life. And so we are definitely organize meetings with people who have more interest, look at some work groups, because really only organized people want to save the people. Today at day 10, that I hold the Ministry of Transportation Minister Louis Zabane and the Chief Executive Officer Chester Williams accountable on two things specifically. That the buses out of Ladyville need to have their schedule posted on Facebook, for example, or the press office send out a press release so all the media houses could post it, especially them bus schedules on holidays and weekends. And secondly, that there is enforcement for make sure that they follow the rules of the bus permit. Now, if somebody have different information, forgive me, please share it with me, I know. Because then two Ladyville buses out Arase, Vista Del Mar, and Lower Bank definitely are not part of the National Bus Company. So, are they a part of the private bus owners? I don't know. They seem to do what they want. And my voice is one of the voices that we are here often because, like I've said many times, I house it for my sister since 2017 at Vista Del Mar. So I use the bus there a lot. And I just complain when I'm in Serranos, they run it, and I complain now. Now, today at day 10. And there's a particular bus where they have issues with. Well, when was it? Thursday, I think it was. First, I think they passed me like 2 Saturdays ago and never stopped, but I'm wrong. They never for them bus. But I sure this time, they intentionally passed me. I'm in front of Publix, and then they stop and pick me up. So, okay. Same time, another bus come behind. So I jump on a bus. So the bus couldn't get up close enough to them, but it be close enough for I take one picture and make a sit and stop and pick up somebody else. Look at bus drivers and conductors. I know I'm done, you know. Like they said, who get tired first and who get vexed first lose. Because I know I'm done. For show you how serious, but I know I'm done. Today at day 700, that YUB Education Foundation hold the Minister of Education, Francis Fonseca, who is also the Minister of Culture, accountable. Now, somebody called earlier. I want to call and change the conversation at any time. 280-5848. I think this week we're going to talk about racism, colorism, discrimination. Now, when the state is 100% guilty of discrimination against Belizean students, in particular African descendants racialized as black, if the state they commit the offense, hello? Without miss and beat, every academic year, there's a news story about hair discrimination. One, there are also two human rights violations because you deny Belizean students the right to an education when the schools send the students home because they not adhere to European colonial hairstyles. It's a human right violation to deny them their education. And secondly, to deny them the right to come to school with their hair how they want. And the whole kit owner were just as deeply colonized as the leaders will say, you may know that before you send the child to school, don't forget that ruling about the police women and then win the case. Now suppose them just, because a lot of people may beat down the police women and too, we had locks. But then win the case. Now I don't know why the court never make one ruling but said this apply for all employment spaces at minimum and at best as well as in the school system. If we don't organize and fight in our best interest, the change no one happen. And here Sister Daniel S. Archer, founder of the Ethos Dispatch. We have to nurture integrity. We have to nurture courage. It comes at a cost, at a real cost. So right now, when I say what today, right, the 10th of July, August 1st, African Emancipation Day, right, wrong, here no ad yet, no flyer. These things come at a cost. Now, I want to take responsibility because that's me, that a voice at UEF, and I have my weaknesses as it relates to structure and having other people work with me. I want one at 100%. I don't get this way overnight, so I know I change overnight, but take my word for it when I tell you I'm actively in the process of changing. That being said, when it comes to, I say, black people business that believes, I not distinguish based on ethnicity, and all my kinfolk aren't my kinfolk. So whether you respect the work where I represent, I remember the one baton that has been passed on to me. Like it, love it, or leave it, black people benefit when UEF, with support of the community, regionally and internationally, when we win one position where we, rightly so, put forward in the interest of black people, I believe. And we have lots of wins. I will have to start to name this so we can see the real wins that we have. We are just about talking. But one big part of that win was set we aside for any black organization, not only in Belize, in the region, is that we have our own media house. A Mandala, Creme Radio, XTV, black, independent owned. Birthed out of a Black Power movement, thanks to Brother Akamatota, who is our guest speaker this year for African Emancipation Jubilee Day and African Reparation Awareness Day, Saturday, August 1st, 2026. So, I don't know if this has happened before, but I just share it to know that there are real sacrifices in advocating for the rights of black people in this country. Now, that there's 700, we hold the Ministry of Education accountable. Now the Minister of Education and also the Minister of Culture. Now they are the same people where UEF go seek funding from the National Celebrations Committee. All organizations have a right. The money that not for the individuals will sit down on them boards or them committees will oftentimes then also some merit make them sit down there and some of them get stipends that because of political affiliation. Now, like somebody said to me yesterday when I'm telling them, say, YaYa, you know you're a persona non grata when it comes to the state. And I could accept that. I never heard anybody say that about me yet, but I could accept it. Matter of fact, I feel like I earned that. Like that's one good thing for me for be described as persona non grata. Because I asked for funding for Organized African Emancipation Jubilee Day from the same people who are also the whole accountable for human rights violations. For the same people where I keep this said the state does not have the authority, the right to speak on behalf of African descendants. Why? Because the state enslaved African people, one, never even think of them as people, which I can't stop saying this enough to everyday people, to people in general, but in particular to media houses. Stop referring to African people as slaves. Stop it. Every time you do it, you dishonor our African ancestresses and ancestors because you disown our property. Every time you refer to African people as slaves, you're saying, I do not see you as a human being, which is exactly what the European colonizers did. They were enslaved. They were always human beings. The enslavers, primarily Europeans, did that to a group of people, African descendants, including indigenous people. So I ask you, in a 2026 media houses, stop referring to African people, African ancestresses and ancestors as slaves. Even the scholars, especially the scholars, we have PhDs in particular. Every time it just shows me on the level of ignorance, as in not having the knowledge, not being aware, buying European worldview, line, hook, and sinker. This is not to help move we forward as a people. When we talk about the need for African descendants, racialized as black people, to be unified at home, in the region, and throughout the world, that they are lead thing here so. Make I say all my skinfolk and my kinfolk. And I'm serious about it. You can't say something with your lip and not consistent with it with your actions. So the state ought not to be leading any African Emancipation Jubilee Day action. None. Rightly, UEF should be leading that process because with community effort, we started under the leadership at the time of Virginia Echoes. Now, when they have 19th of November celebrations, you see the state they run that? No. The state give the National Government Council one bag of money, and I have to find out how much that the bag, but one bag for years, regardless of the justification. When they have Indigenous Day, I don't know how that run, but I'm pretty sure the state not all up in them people business, like the state all up in African descendants business when it comes to African Emancipation Jubilee Day. And then because they need a blackface, the African Emancipation Day, and UEF tried once to work with them and they proved that they were trustworthy, and I tell you I know to work with them again. But every year I want to apply for the money because we have our right. This is not for owner money, this is for we the money, the people's money. The Creole Council choose to be the blackface because well, they need a blackface, the African Emancipation Day. Now the Creole Council don't lead with blackness. No, they can't deny when they look upon it and identify African descendants black, but they don't lead with blackness. That's not for their mandate. How do they expect and respect people like that? And I know I'd quarrel with them, but I'd say as black people, we have to have these conversations and be real about it. And that you have to friend nobody. Like, we don't have to be friends. We just have to have some principles and be courageous enough to stay true to ourselves in the interest that the people come before we have this opportunity. And that's why we are always center and thank the people behind the zinc fence because they never second them with no me and they are. As a zinc fence media house. And so when we have community actions, I say, especially to the young people, come out and support it. And what the governments then do throughout the Caribbean, if they can't break up the credible groups that they organize, for example, for African Emancipation Day, then they try bring them in and co-op them and bring them to be part of their mechanism. And then it become drinking and dancing and bashment. There's no serious awareness like sharing knowledge and community conversation and about the bashment. But then it's at the same state. We currently have one ad running, I believe, from the Belize Police Department. What it show, and I'm not saying that often what we just sip on the news are not black people, black brothers in particular, they kill and they shoot one another. Anybody will want to analyze what happened or need to read like bushfire, for example, or the Herbert Gale report. Take on the time I read it, I know, and get a sense that then it, instead of going to the root of the issue, then just to go for the lowest hanging fruit. That ad should be taken down. Belize Police Department. It's dishonoring to black people. It's traumatizing to the families of those people whose images you're the parade. And the top about gang light another way for go. You couldn't think of one different messaging, one more humane way? Huh? How do you think we feel as black people? But we don't care. How you think? You ever wonder how we feel as black people but sip we self like that? Even, and I don't deny that black people don't commit these crimes. But that is not the way. It is not. Like, who do they work with? What mindset do they have to do that to black people? But you see, we don't get comfortable with dishonoring we. We don't get comfortable with disrespecting our African ancestresses and ancestors. We don't comfortable with it. We don't care what zinc fence got for second one and do what got for do. That no, as long as I got health and strength and my mind work, I don't want to stop. And just like how, let's say in a Evan Exide case, he never see one YaYa to come. I trust the process that there will be more people with similar mindset like we, and there are others who came before us. We'll recognize how heavy this work is, and it comes at a sacrifice. Some years ago, the people who do advertisement per media tell Zinc Fence, as long as YaYa name dep on a program, we not buy on our advertisement. When I tell you it comes at a cost, these are the real costs. We have to pay a light bill, we have to pay a water bill, we have taxes to pay, we have employees to pay. It's not easy, it comes at a cost. But we have to be courageous enough and be willing to make the sacrifice. People did it, that's why we there. And we have to say this to people without blinking at their face. This is not right. So the Leave It Up money what the National Celebration Committee gave UEF for organize, I could only interpret that your intention not for broke with spirit, for hope would just disappear, and one could continue on a charade with the Creole Council. I said this last thing before I got a break. And this is not just, really for me, another talking point. And sometimes I can't control my emotions. Therefore, we African ancestors, this is not just one public and bank holiday, and because the UEF and our community members at the state eventually made August 1st a public and bank holiday. How? We want to have something called the Igbo Tongue Festival and go have it in one place where not even Igbo tongue. How the Creole Council go along with that? ISCR niche have one duty for telling you in a leadership what part Igbo tongue there. The border for Igbo tongue, the Albert Street, South Street, Canal Side, Berkeley Street. That the part for them want have one festival for day. But it might never convenient for them, but we don't look for what convenient. This is for we people. It's a day to honor, reflect, remember, draw courage, use the best of the lessons we done left away and let go the one on our work. So that when we move forward, we can move forward collectively at home across borders. It's wrong, government to believe. It's wrong, Prime Minister. It's wrong, cabinet members. It's wrong, people who sit on planning committees. When just go along, a number of identifiable black people, how do you expect I for respect? How? Anyways, I can breathe and take a break.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
In many ways, today sets a tone for the months ahead. The theme we unveil this afternoon will become the thread that connects our celebrations across every district, across every community, and across every generation.
We have different traditions, food, histories, but those differences don't divide us. Instead, they have become the story we tell together. And that story is what visitors fall in love with. Our barrier reef, ancient Maya sites, and rainforests attract visitors to our shores. But ask them what they remember most. The answer is almost always the same: the warmth of the Belizean people.
Every Belizean has a story. Every Belizean has something to contribute. Every Belizean, in both ways, great and small, helped to shape this nation.
Sometimes, in the rush of daily life, we forget to be grateful. But let us remember, Belize remains a nation that can celebrate many things. Look at me. I am Belize. You are Belize. We are Belize. Let us carry this pride forward. Happy 45th anniversary, Belize.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
This is the general. They just coming again.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than $5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment.
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates. The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing basic services.
Electrical. We've got the paints and the brush and light fixtures. That's for sure. We've got steel, cement and tiles galore. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got windows and doors just for you. In our store. We've got sheetrock, plywood and hardwood too. That's for sure. Tools for gardening in the great outdoors. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware. And the bolts, so don't forget. And so much more. We've got service with a smile. That's for sure. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware variety. Everything. And quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And builders hardware. For builders who build with a passion and skill, go to builders hardware.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'm sorry. I can help right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay. Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876. They want me to
at 8:47. We still have one more. Wrap up my time this week. This coconut oil story really gone on. Somebody sent me one series of images from one store that Santa Elena was named New Flags, for make we see the different options in a coconut oil, how the bottle then look in the bottle, and what that the price of the oil. So on that particular one there, you could see that that particular one not have enough full up to the top of the bottle. So wait, make I say, I'm telling you right now the price, and we not advertise, make I be very clear, I not advertise for nobody. I just want to make sure, to say, because the people engaging in the conversation and they listen, right? So that one that is sell for $13.95. All right, go to the next image, Christy. The next image show that one there. I can find that one there. That one there, it full up more to the top. And that one they sell for $24.50. Show another one, Christy. No, I don't know about the kunku bottle there. I don't know what size bottle there, because the bottleneck look longer than the rest of the bottle, but then one you sell for $5.50. And then you have one, I think you have two more, Christy. You have that one there in the red bottle. That one they sell for $12.50, and that one go almost to the top of the bottle. Show another one. Okay, that one there, so I don't know what they go in that bottle there, but then they sell for $13.95. Thanks, Christy. So the person sent the image to make we could say that when you're going at this particular store, you have different options to buy coconut oil. You have different size bottles. You have different amount of coconut oil in each bottle, and you have them at different prices. So this started, I think it was this week, somebody calling on the top about not getting value for their money with coconut oil. What they said specifically is that you to pay for a quart of coconut oil. So you expect the coconut oil to full up in the bottle. Okay, to pay for a quart. Now, whatever you want to sell a quart for, that's your business. If I want to buy it, I want to buy it, but I expect a quart. So I can't pay you for a quart and the bottle not full up with coconut oil. I'm being told the same thing that happened with honey. Now, it's up to we as people, where, again, we have the option for buy it or not buy it. If not for we not buy it, then can't sell it. They won't have to change their behavior. But I just say, and somebody from Corozal send me the video, and I can't find the video. If one person when I set it up north will sell good quality coconut oil at a reasonable cost. I can't find it. I'm gonna keep looking for it. Send it again for me, brother. Sorry. So I just say we have to organize to hold the coconut oil vendors and honey providers accountable. Now up to we if we want to accept anything we then give because then they want to continue. But if we change our behavior, if we communicate to them that this is unacceptable, then the power will always not the people. Last call for the morning. Carla, you got like 3 minutes. Talk to it.
My love.
The
same coconut oil. You have to be very careful when you buy coconut oil from, because most of them coconut oil, they mix with other oil. When you say white, I could tell you because I have a village and I make coconut oil. That's I buy coconut oil for anybody. I buy coconut oil for my village. The bottle is called full and the coconut oil is brown.
What village you come from?
Coconut oil is mixed whenever you try to in your pot, they start to foam me.
What village you come from?
Other oil. That's why I don't buy coconut oil for anybody.
I hear you.
Coconut oil is white. They're not the real coconut oil. I could tell anybody that.
What village you come from? What village you come from?
I am from Gales Point, Marin, and I just make coconut oil. My village, we make coconut oil, so I know about coconut oil.
Okay, so per we could get...
Coconut oil is not the real coconut oil. They're white and they mix with other oil.
Okay, good.
And whenever you throw it in your pot, it foamy, so you know it mixed with other oil.
So per we could get good quality coconut oil, fresh, the bottle full up, and we have to pay what to tell you. Per we could get that from, you know? Somebody we could recommend?
My village, they bring coconut oil from my village, and the bottle full up, and you pay $20 for a bottle of coconut oil. That is the good kind of coconut oil. Then you have a lady we call for Shogun. Huh?
I listen to you.
You got a lady we call for Shogun, we sell the market too. Her coconut oil is very good. I buy for her. Her coconut oil is very good, and the bottle full right up to the rim.
All right, this is what I want to do. I want to give you my phone number. It's 671-8050. I want to take pictures or video at the coconut oil from Gales Point. I want to go to market for the sister from Sibun. So that's what we need to do. We need to find the people and what they sell fresh, real coconut oil, the bottle full up, and start to promote them. You feel me? 671-8050.
All right then, thanks.
Thank you, sister. One love. Break time.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
Hello Belize, if you're looking for the perfect home air conditioner, then listen up. First, choose the right tonnage. Correct sizing means perfect cooling and much lower electricity bills. Now, look for efficiency. GREE uses AI-driven performance to optimize cooling and fight high energy costs. Lastly, don't just cool your air. Clean it. Demand health-focused air treatment and smart connected features. Get the global leader in smart home comfort. Contact us today to find your perfect GREE AC.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This is the general. They just coming again.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. The time for shut the shop, but I have to read this text phone, right? This brother texting and said, "Morning, they have one lady also that Roaring Creek was sell coconut oil, very good oil, fill up to the neck for $22. Once a week, she got a Belma pan for sale, and I buy from she also at Gales Point Junction, very good oil." I say currently I head west because I asked him to send me pictures, right? And the person said I travel across Belize every day, so I buy everywhere except city. God, the prices are too high. Big respect, brother, for sending that text. I really love when we get people buying in a people's own interest. Watch what I say. I happy with this coconut oil thing. The coconut oil crew. I dare to know for lead the way. Thanks to the sister. We start off this with a conversation earlier this week. Thanks to everybody with text, with call, with listen, with tune in. Share the XTV Belize YouTube link. And Facebook link. Big thanks to Sister Daniel S. Archer, attorney at law, chief integrity architect, and regional reform strategist out of Jamaica. She'll be here in Belize in January for 2 weeks. So we are run up and down this country because the change will happen based on we organizing in our best interest. Monday, Brother Mosai should be here behind the desk. And until, security guard. Lloyd Lewis will not come in this morning. Shane Flowers now. Master Chief Operator Christy Flowers. Senior Engineer Cliff Lewis, known as Cliff Lewis. And downstairs, second floor, Creme Ranger. My bestie, Anthony Grant, Creme Ranger Engineer. Have to hail up Kim and Keller for make sure I eat one time behind this desk. And no, sir, I appreciate all the community love. Even though I still grieve my old time silver bangles were dropped on bus. The other one dropped on the bus yesterday morning and somebody pick it up. I just try to think that one message my mother try to send me for make I just detach from a physical bracelet and try to read the spiritual meaning of my bracelet gone missing after all these years. So all in all, 4 weeks a day on and off, and I really couldn't do it without the support of our people. And I thank you, I buck on the road, the love, most of the time, not all the time, like the bus driver and the conductor will fly past me from Lord's Bank. But now we're about nothing. We are continue to hold people accountable, continue to live for be with best self. And remember, say, only organized people will save the people.
This is the show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obey. And all the things that I feel.